Yes, ma'am.
Next, next we talk of Article 26, which says freedom to manage religious affairs. That means whatever religious uh, ceremonies or affairs or undertakings you take, you have a freedom under the Constitution. Now, subject to public order, morality, and health, every religious denomination or any section thereof shall have the right. That means any section of society, any religion you follow, even the religious denomination means here, supposing you're a Hindu, now which Hindu? Maybe you are a Brahmin, still you are a Hindu, maybe you are a Kshatriya, still you are a Hindu, or any other subcaste. All will be free and could be maintaining these following things: to establish and maintain institutions for religious and charitable purposes. That means you could own your own institutions, you can have your temples, etc., of religious character, and you can also be giving charity under these places of worship. Then B, to manage its own affairs in matters of religion. Each individual has an identity and they can manage their religious matters on their own. Then C, to own and acquire movable and immovable property. That means the state has no say to what property you give. If it is yours and you're giving it for a religious cause, you can also acquire from for a religious cause. You can also give for a religious cause if you have a property or any charity also. Money or cash or kind, you are free to manage in the name of a religion. Then the last point, to administer such property in accordance with law. But please, the clause stands here that it should be in accordance of law. That means the possibility that when you own a land, when you have a आपके पास अगर वो जमीन है, अगर आपने उसको मंदिर बनाने के लिए दिया है, supposing, so you cannot just hand it over. You have to follow the proper procedures of the court. वो लीगल प्रोसीडिंग से आप वो पेपर्स तैयार कराएंगे और वो लैंड उस टेम्पल या उस पर्टिकुलर प्लेस ऑफ वर्शिप के लिए देंगे. It should be properly registered. Okay. Then we come on to religious rights. The object and purpose of enacting Article 26 is to protect the rights conferred within, conferred therein on a religious denomination or a section thereof. However, the rights conferred under provision of Part 3 of the Constitution, as the limitation has been prescribed by the lawmakers by virtue of Article 25 of the Constitution. So they are saying, पहले तो इसमें religious denomination का मतलब लिख लो या सुन लो. Religious denomination is a subgroup within a religion that operates under a कॉमन नेम एंड ट्रेडिशन. ठीक है, वो एक सब ग्रुप है उस रिलीजन का. ठीक है, और वो उसी का एज अ सब पार्ट, जैसे मुस्लिम्स कहते हो तुम, लेकिन देर आर टू सब ग्रुप्स अंडर विच दे आर डिवाइडेड, द शियाज एंड द सुन्नीज. ठीक है, सो दे ऑपरेट अंडर अ कॉमन नेम एंड हैव अ पर्टिकुलर ट्रेडिशन टू फॉलो. नाउ religious rights are imparted to each and everyone, irrespective of which religious denomination they belong to. Why? Because Part 3 of our Constitution, which deals with the fundamental rights, has given the right to freedom in on various grounds. Then they also talk of Article 25, where they very obviously are highlighting कि भाई जो rights हैं वो अगर आपके by virtue अगर peaceful हैं, आप अगर आपने कोई दंगे फसाद वाले काम नहीं कर रखे हैं, आपकी कॉन्शियंस आपकी इम्पार्ट करने की सही मंशा है, जैसे आप जो ज्ञान दे रहे हैं, जो अपने रिलीजन को प्रोपोगेट कर रहे हैं, वो आप राइटफुली कर रहे हैं. ये नहीं कि आप पैसे दे दे के लोगों को कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं या आप उन्हें कुछ लालच दे के कह रहे हैं कि नहीं तुम ये करो तो हमारे रिलीजन में आ जाओ तो हम तुम्हारा ये काम कर देंगे. These clauses are punishable. Otherwise, if you follow the laws and work accordingly, आपके ह्यूमन ग्राउंड्स पे, ह्यूमेन ग्राउंड्स पे, आपके हम्बल नेचर से या आपके जिसे कहते हैं आपके स्पीच, आपके जो आप ज्ञान दे रहे हैं लोगों से, अगर दे रहे हैं लोगों को, अगर उससे वो इन्फ्लुएंस्ड है एंड देन दे ऑप्ट फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर रिलीजन, देन इट इज ओके. Then comes Article 27, freedom as to payment of taxes for promotion of any particular religion. Freedom as to payment of taxes for promotion of any particular religion. Now, no person shall be compelled to pay any taxes, the proceeds of which are specifically appropriated in payment of expenses for the promotion or maintenance of any particular religion or religious denomination. Now, here comes a very important factor. In olden days, especially in the medieval Indian time, if you remember, we had a tax under various Muslim rulers called the jizya, which was a pilgrim tax which the non-Muslims had to pay. That means if you are going for a pilgrimage, if you are going to visit a place of worship, you were supposed to pay the tax for going there if you were not Muslim. So it was for the non-Muslims, they had to pay jizya. Now, this Article 27 prohibits that. That means they say that the state cannot tax any religion or cannot tax any person for the maintenance and looking after of a specific religion. किसी एक खास religion के लिए वो किसी और आम जनता से tax नहीं ले सकती है. Then comes Article 28, freedom as to attendance at religious instructions or religious worship in certain educational institutions. Now they are talking about कि अगर आप किसी particular religious institution या कहीं place of worship पे या educational institute जो कि किसी religion से guided है, तो you have got a freedom to attend it or to decline it. ठीक है? Now many a times when we are in a particular school, उस school को if it is run by a Hindu school, if it is run by a Hindu authority or it is under a Hindu, oh, then they have the prayers in Hindi, that the mantras are there. If it is a convent school, the prayers are from the Bible. So it is the freedom of a person, the other caste or the other person who's getting into that institution or a place of worship, either to be silent or not to interfere, or at the same time not to participate. It's their freedom. So I will read it out. No religious instructions shall be provided in any educational institutions wholly maintained out of state funds. Now, any school, any educational institute which is maintained by the state, which is looked after by the funds given from the state. अगर कोई स्टेट उसके पैसे दे रही है उस स्कूल को रन करने के, यानी कि वो गवर्नमेंट स्कूल है, तो वहां पे किसी एक खास रिलीजन की आप वो नहीं करेंगे, इंस्ट्रक्शंस नहीं देंगे. Then number 2, nothing in clause 1 shall apply to an institutional educational institution which is administered by the state but has been established under an endowment or trust which requires that religious instructions shall be imparted in such institution. अच्छा, they are saying कि clause 1 यानी कि जो अभी हमने पढ़ा था कि state interfere नहीं करेगी, वो invalid हो जाता है अगर वो जो स्कूल is running by state के aid से या state के fund से, लेकिन उसका जो head है उसने ये प्रिस्क्राइब कर रखा है कि इसमें इसी टाइप के रिलीजियस बेस्ड इंस्ट्रक्शंस दिए जाएंगे. इन दैट केस दे हैव टू कर्ब एंड दे हैव टू लुक फॉरवर्ड. ठीक है, क्योंकि उसका जो हेड है वो जिसके ट्रस्ट है जो वो चाहता है कि एक पर्टिकुलर खास रिलीजियस इंस्ट्रक्शंस को इम्पार्ट किया जाए. देन थर्ड इज नो पर्सन attending any educational institution recognized by the state or receiving aid out of state funds shall be required to take part in any religious instructions that may be imparted in such institutions or to attend any religious worship that may be conducted in such institutions or in any premises attached thereto, to unless such person or if such person is a minor, his guardian has given his consent thereto. So they're saying that supposing the state has taken a hand back and the trustee or the main authority has established a particular instruction that only these religious prayers will be conducted, or this should be the syllabus, or this should be the working, in that case, The others who do not belong to that particular religion have a free will to stand by against it. I mean, not participate. They cannot stand against it. They should have not got admitted in this institution otherwise. But then they are free not to participate in it. And if the students are minor, then the parents can give a consent that my child will not utter this prayer or will be silent. It's my right. So that comes under Article 29. So these were the following articles about which we talked, under which we talked about right to freedom of religion from Article 25 to Article